Why play Karma support? Well, she has amazing poke, she is a strong lane bully, she is incredibly hard and annoying to kill, and her kit has so much utility. However, she is reliant on a tether for any CC, and her damage does fall off, becoming more utility as the game goes on. Karma's passive is she starts with her ultimate, and her ultimate can be used before casting any of her abilities to enhance them. Also, the cooldown of her ultimate is reduced every time she hits an enemy champion with an ability. Karma's Q is a straight line skill shot which explodes upon hitting an enemy. The enemy hit and nearby enemies take damage and are slowed. When enhanced, it deals increased damage and fires a larger bolt that explodes when it hits maximum range. This explosion then creates a circle on the floor which slows enemies and then explodes again to deal damage. Karma's W is a point and click ability which deals damage to the target hit and creates a tether between you and them. If the tether lasts for 2 seconds, the damage is dealt again and the target becomes rooted. When enhanced, the root duration is increased. In addition, Karma gains a large heal at the start of the tether and once again when it's complete. Karma's E grants a shield to herself or an allied champion, as well as granting a large amount of movement speed. When enhanced, it gives the primary target a larger shield and larger movement speed, but also grants all nearby allies a smaller shield and a smaller movement speed too. For combos, shield yourself into a W, attack twice, and while they're rooted, use an empowered Q into more attacks. And in teamfights, you'll normally want to empowered E your team, of course shielding the most important target. From here, use W at something attacking your backline and then use Q while they're rooted, of course always attacking away. For matchup, she plays well into engaged champions, easily being able to kite them and return tons of damage. And she can struggle into champions who will simply sit out of her range. For runes, take this. Comet is great extra damage. For build order, start Wild Atlas and Pot into a Malignance and tier 2 boots. After this, an Imperial Mandate and Battle Song are great pickups before finishing a build with any of these as needed. For skill order, start Q then E then W before maxing Q then E then W, taking ult whenever you can. For summoner spells, take Flash and Ignite. For synergies, she is great with champions who want to go in or just play aggressive all game. Starting the game from as early as level 1, you want to be bullying. An empowered Q at this point is great damage, and as it splashes over such a large area, you can often poke through minions, which at this stage of the game can help you rush that level too. Karma has great poke, where you can constantly just keep throwing Qs and auto attacks at your opponent, and then if they ever try to engage on you, simply shield yourself and tether them down. With the speed boost and impending root, it just makes it super awkward to keep coming towards you. In the first 5 levels, you can play incredibly aggressive. However, of course at level 6, you don't get that massive power spike that other champions get, so be careful if the other team does. Entering the mid game, you want to take your tower as soon as possible and rotate mid. This will put you and your carry in the center of the map, which allows you to siege easier, as well as have 2 champions to roam to fights and objectives. Entering late game team fights, you want to play as the backline mage support role. You normally want to empower your E to use it across your entire team, while using tether and Q on anything going for you or your carry. Otherwise, especially if ahead, you can play the backline damage role, throwing out those massive empowered Qs. And that's how to play Karma support. If this video helped you, leave a like and comment below who you want to see next.